Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Macro Chat Live Show. It's number 42. And yes, it's about oil and water today. So I want to thank you. I've already seen Jan. Woo-hoo. And then, is it Eugene or Eugenie? So let me know because I want to make sure I say your name. But anyways, woohoo! So nice to see you guys. I was just telling AD, as long as there's somebody hanging out with me, I feel good. If there's nobody there, then I'm just talking to the camera. But anyways, welcome. It is a place here that is live to talk about close-up, macro, and micro photography. It's a great place for all of us that really like to get up close and to chat. That's why I love this show, because we really focus on getting up close and seeing things that maybe our eyes don't see, and some artwork and all kinds of fun stuff. Anything that has to do with close-up, macro, and micro photography, we have it here. So I do want to say thank you. Oh, Kimberly, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. Whoop, whoop. I'm doing that for everyone because I was so excited. When we first started, it was kind of quiet. And I was telling AD, last show was my granddaughter's birthday. And I'm sorry to say that AD and I were trying to get Ross to do a pre-show, and it wasn't working. His internet wasn't working. So everything was failing. And in the long run, we were going to have our first, hold on, what is it called? Premiere. We were going to have our first premiere, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So I ended up canceling the show to my granddaughter's birthday. My family was say, hey, you should hang out. So I was with the family. AD was hanging out with his. And so we just had a day off, and I was worried that you guys weren't going to show up. So, it's Eugenie. Okay, Eugenie. Yes, now I got your name. Good. Yes. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Woo-hoo. I'm acting silly today. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. I just finished a workshop with Jackie Kramer. Did you tell her that you know me? Did you get a chance to do that with Jackie? Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Let me see. Oh, just to let you guys know, I'm 30 seconds to a minute delayed depending on where you're at. And let's see, Diane. Hello from Australia. Diane, woohoo! Nice to see you. And Jan says, greetings, AD. Yes, he's in the background running it all. So, Dave. Hi, Dave. Woohoo! See, I got to see it. You guys are showing up. Oh, my gosh. You guys have made my evening. I'm so excited that we're talking about macro photography. So nice to see you. When family should come first. You're right, Kimberly. You're right. But, they understand that I totally love this show. But anyways, I am going to keep an eye on the chat. I do interact with you guys because I don't have somebody today. It's just little old me. But before we get started, we're going to dive into the promo, and then we're going to really start chatting it up.
The Macro Chat Live Show is brought to you by SJP's Membership Program, a membership program for macro and landscape photographers. The membership program will work on your journey. We have monthly challenges, live calls, bonuses, and live workshops for you to attend. To see more details, head on to membership.sullivanjphotography.com. Check out our 14-day free trial.
So I've seen that Eugenie is from the east of Canada. Yes, I did notice you were Canadian. So welcome, you guys. It's so exciting to have you. We have 2 videos for you today because we are talking about oil and water. You know who started it? Eugenie. She got me going, asking questions, and I love it when you guys do this. And this shows for her and all of you that really like to get in close with oil and water. So I had such a blast, but I have to tell you, I made 2 videos and I forget how long they take. I was in my studio. You're going to see in the background here, I left everything for you guys because we are going to talk about equipment stuff. I'm going to share the videos. I'm going to share actually some images, some boo-boos, not some boo-boos, and then we are going to have an awesome critique with Eugenie's amazing work because she is into the art scene, which you guys know I really dig. So anyways, I wanted to tell you guys that, like I said, Ross couldn't do it. So we're going to retape. He was so gracious. He said, hey, you know what? We can schedule another time. But I have Siri. Now, her name, she's Norwegian. Siri Brandesjø. I'm sure I've screwed it up. But Siri's going to come on the show. Now, Siri was absolutely so much fun. She had a workshop in the membership program that you guys had just seen. That membership program is run by me and Ashley. And so she did this wonderful workshop for all of the members, and we had such a great time, and her work is so inspirational. I'm not going to give you, I mean, people in the membership know how she does it, but you guys are going to hear her story and how she gets in there and just makes some beautiful work. And so we already did a test. Me and AD did a test. So Siri is good to go. She has good internet, and we're going to do it. And then she will be on the May 23rd show. So this show is every other week for you newbies, and you can ask questions, chat with me, and oh, hi, Walter. Hello from Central Coast of California. Woohoo! Between San Francisco and LA. Oh, awesome. My uncle just is moving up there. So I am going to hang out, me and the hubby are going to hang out at Central Coast because you guys, well, that's the coast, but I actually want to check out the mines out there. It's really cool up there. So anyways, going back to Siri, she is so cool. So she's going to be our first premiere. And I'm telling you, she makes these dreamy, beautiful close-up work. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tape it. We're going to make a premiere. It's going to be on like what we're doing now. It's going to be on at 5 o'clock, May 23rd. I'm going to be in the chat, and Siri is going to be in the chat too. It's going to be 2 a.m. for Siri on the 23rd, and she said she would get up in case you guys have questions and be in the chat. So how cool is that? I'm so excited. I felt really bad, but she's like, no, it's really fun to interact. Hi, Alan. This is my thing for today. Everyone that I see that comes on, I give them a hoot. That's so nice to see you. Now, Alan is from Canada also, and Eugenie is from Canada. So I don't know if you guys are in the same places, but you guys are definitely in Canadians, and I'm excited that I have you guys all over the place, all over the world. And we do get people to watch the replays because it is 2 a.m. on the other side of the world. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy this awesome show of Water and Oil. So what I'm going to do is let me get into my Lightroom. And let me get some organization. Okay, we could go ahead and share my screen. So I wanted to talk to you guys about water and oil. So this image you could see is oil. And you could see the dimensions that it gives us, the water and oil and all the swirls and all that stuff. Now this one is water and soap. And so you could see how different it is. Whoa. It kind of went funky. Hold on one second. Of course, Janice has to screw something up, right? I always do. So here you can see that it's totally different. But we're not going to talk about water and soap today. I just wanted to share with you guys how different it could be just by changing it up to oil and water and then to soap. So let's watch the first video where I talk about doing something a little bit different than this.
This is my setup for the oil and water. I love to use workhorses or sawhorses. And before I used to have wood ones, and then the hubby found these at the local supply store. And these are actually metal, which is really cool. And then this black part right in here, it holds the actual glass, which is really nice. I have a glass piece over here too. You can see it, the bigger one. It's harder to see, this one, because this one is actually from a frame and I just took some tape so I wouldn't cut myself. And I'm actually running out of Windex. This is my friend. I need to buy some more Windex, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually cleaning it up with Windex. And while I'm cleaning with Windex, I'll explain some stuff to you. When you photograph with water and oil, there's several ways that you can do it, and that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm really excited because it's a lot of fun and creative. So I'll go ahead and clean both sides of the glass. Today what I'm going to show you is actual water and oil. On one of my other Macro Chat Live segments, I showed you a real quick video on how to use glycerin to simulate water drops. So let's move this out of the way. Put this one over so you can see. Now, when you're using glycerin, and I'm debating if I'm going to share with you the video or not for the Macro Chat Live show, since I've already shown it to you, I might just talk about the images. So glycerin is totally different than what we're doing today. Okay, so today is a real cloudy day. I'm not having a lot of extreme sun. So I just have the lens. As you can see here, the lens doesn't have the cover right now. We're just going to prep this. Prep the glass. Now you'll see that people will use glass or plastic and then throw it in here, and then you have a glass so you can have the light come through. But I've actually done this. So I'm going to start off with some water, and I'm just going to put the water in here. And I just use regular, this is yellow, see it has a color. I've used glycerin, but this is just regular oil that we have in the house. You can use a variety of, the glycerin is see-through, but we're going to use just regular vegetable oil. And I'm just going to drop it around. Oops, gently, try to. It's coming out really hard for some reason. And it's bulking up already. Okay, we're going to do this at the same time. I'm going to look at the composition. Oops, I don't want this yet. So let me move this out. I like the way it gets dark to light, but I'm not liking the way it looks. So let's just play with it a little bit. Just smooshing it around. And I can add some more water. And then, let's just take it without the light on the side. And then we're going to add light. Here's my light, just one of these lights, and I'm hand holding. And I'm going to place it. Now you can see I'm going to have to change my exposure, and I'm going to play with it because I don't want to burn it out. But I do want to side light it. All right, we'll see how that goes, and then now we're going to play with the second water.
All right, sorry that the music got a little loud towards the end. I hope you guys could hear me. Tell me if I'm echoing again. AD and I are trying to figure out in the background what's going on. I'm going to do a test just in case it's my laptop, because I always have my laptop here, but it's never given me a problem before. So let me know, and we will figure out the audio issue because it is live. It is live. So I'm going to go ahead and chat, but I am going to look at the chat at the same time just to see if I'm still echoing and seeing what's going on. And then what I'll do is I'll shut my laptop off, and then we'll do another test and see if it's still echoing. Okay, now. Yay! Hi, Pat. Woo, woo, woo. Nice to see you. I'm doing that today. Today's my woot thing, my owl thing. But anyways, did any of you guys notice how I propped up the actual glass? Because I was using my phone. You know what? Sometimes you just got to use what you got to use to make things work. So just prop it up and play and have some fun. So one of the things that I did want to say is you could see that was totally different. It's a great way to actually make textures and have some fun to use those images later on, or whatever you want to do. I just think it's a lot of fun. The other thing I wanted to mention is, as you saw, that I was just using regular, like, vegetable oil, but the glycerin is more expensive. Glycerin is when I did the refractions. It's when you put the drops in, and you want to make sure that the drop itself has the subject in the actual drop. Then you should use glycerin, because it's so clear and clean that you would have a beautiful refraction. But I'm going to share with you guys that I did get a refraction today, when I was doing these videos. But let's see. No echo. Woo! Yes. Oh, hi, Mark. Nice to see you. Hey, newbies, if you guys are here, let us know where you're from. It's so awesome to see you. I'm so happy that you're joining us to talk about macro photography. So I wanted to tell you about the glycerin. I'm checking the chat. So we're going to go dive in. Oh, I wanted to share with you. So let me get back into Lightroom real quick. And this image, let's share the screen. AD, yeah. So this is the image straight from the camera that I picked from moving things around. But I want to explain to you also about post-processing. Now this is straight from the camera, but yet you want to express yourself. So I made two different ones. I did this one, which I really love this color. It's me, but it might not be for you. So you can change these up in post-processing and playing with it. And here's something totally different. Here's a different color. So it's just fun to play with post-processing also. Let's go ahead and dive into the next video, and I'll share some more fun stuff and some boo-boos that I did.
Okay, now for the second one. I wanted to do the first one because that's a lot of fun for texture. Now we're going to do the second type of water drops. I'm shooting where I'm not touching the actual camera. The plastic is good whether you have oil and water or water and oil, because it has a natural diffuser if you're in a really bright area. Now we're ready to rock and roll and do what everybody does, but it still could be creative, because you could put your drops in your background and do it all different. But this is what you see most of the time. We have water in here. I've got a big plastic bowl. I moved my bowl so you can't see the writing underneath it. So what I want to do now is I want to actually kind of go to focus. I'm putting my dropper, and I'm touching the dropper on the water, and I'm focusing. I'm at 6.3 f-stop. I'm going to go to 4.5. Nah, maybe I shouldn't. I'll do 5.6 and we'll see how it works. Here's all the oil that we were playing with. I will turn off the light, but I just want you to see, because I have a light above me that is warm. So we'll just drop these around, gently playing, making sure I'm in front. Break them up a little bit. Break them up. It's going to be blurry because it's moving. I'm going to add more light because it's moving too much, so I can get the faster shutter speed. I'm almost ready to debate to get a smaller bowl, just because it's very irritating that it's not staying in front of my camera. I think it looks so cool the way it's moving. So I wanted to share that with you. What's happening now is that the oil is binding up together. Let's go underneath like I like. So I'm going to show you one thing that I love about gels. This is for lighting. It can handle, I have just a regular, I'll show you in the equipment section more details, but it can handle heat. So you could see this blue is going to go over the light, so it has a blue color to it, and it will help it not blow out, plus give the different dimensions of color. Another thing that I noticed, that because this is yellow, it was reflecting. Everything reflects, water, everything bounces all over the place. So I the most of the reflection is coming right here next to the actual water. So I went ahead and just taped some black velvet to this so it wouldn't bounce yellow in here, because I don't want any yellow. And I had to level this. So I level this so the oil doesn't go to one side. I'll tell you the problems. Writing underneath, and make sure you have clean water, and leveling off this and your lens so everything's in focus. Okay, we're gonna add some paper. So I wanna see how this looks. I'm gonna add that in. And let's see, maybe we could do something fun. Let's put some light in here. Oh, that's kind of interesting, but it's moving. See how it's moving? Let's see. I don't know, it might be blurry. Too much red. I played a bit more with paper and gels, and these are my two finals, one for my grandsons and one image for my granddaughter. Have questions? Throw it in the chat.
Is it? Oh, you know what? It's a little bit delayed. It's a little bit delayed. Okay, I'm hoping, again, you guys let me know if my voice is echoing, because I do want to show Lightroom again, especially for the critique, because that's what I'm worried about. Because the critique, we got to go into Eugenie so we can get her going, because she's got some cool stuff. But anyways, let's just go into this really quick. So when it comes to this kind of stuff, boy, you can see how much fun it is, right? I mean, but I suggest go to a dollar store, and, when I was using my Pyrex was underneath it. You could see it. And then my plastics were all messed up, and I just had to move things around, and it was just a pain. So look and make sure that your stuff is new, clean, there's no writing underneath. And then when you position your whatever you want underneath, there's a certain section where you will get it in focus. If you go farther, you will just get the color. You won't get the focus down below. Am I not up? I'm up here. Like I have to. Hey, I just saw Matthew is here. Matthew from Japan. Hello. Woohoo. Did you use 2 spotlights? No, you know what? I didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't. Because what I thought to myself is, just use the light from the front of the window, and then just a cheapy old light. But this is daylight. This bulb is daylight. So just so you know, that's why it doesn't go orangey or anything like that. But we'll talk about that. But I wanted to play with that 2 lights, and I said, no, let's just make it really basic. It's the first time that I've ever actually shared with you how to play with these water drops, at least how I play with them. And you're going to see. So, okay, now let me see. All right, so let me see if we could do this, and then you let us know. Hi, oh my gosh. Oh, William's here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Woo, woo, woo. I'm so excited. I haven't seen you in so long. So William, he is an amazing macro photographer. Oh my gosh, he does some great work. It's so nice to see you. Pat says the pink is a beautiful shade. Did you use pink paper? Yes, I did use a pinkish paper, which I'll share with you, but I did lighten it up in post work. So yes, it was a lighter peachy color, and I do have them, and I'll share with you in the equipment section what I used. But I did brighten up the actual image, because that's for my granddaughter, so that matches her. And then I did the blue one for my grandsons, and when you see it up close, it's really cool. So we're going to try to do Lightroom. So let us know. And keep asking questions. You know I love it. And thank you guys so much for chatting. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. It's so nice to see you guys. I really do get excited when you guys are here chatting macro photography. Okay, so we're going to go in, and I'm going to share the screen. That is not the clean one. And hopefully we'll go in AD, let's try to get into Lightroom and see what happens. All right, am I echoing? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, hey, William. It's good to see you as well, and good to be back in the groove. Yes, isn't it? That's what's so awesome about having a show and all of us hanging out together, because this is what we totally love. Let me know if I'm echoing. So I'm sharing with you now. This is my grandson's, and I remember I was talking to you guys about refraction. So I used a blanket, and I actually like the refractions, and you can see I still have to work on it. I haven't totally, because I just barely shot it, so I haven't done a lot of work. But I wanted to share with you another technique of fun. So not only do we have the water and oil, but I actually did get some of their blanket that they have in their room. How cool is that? So think beyond just doing what everybody else does. Think about maybe where would you want that image, and then work even farther to get it to where you want. So here is, I'm going to share with you some, here's the red one. And then I even played with it more. Now I haven't cleaned this up. So these are straight. This is straight from camera. This is cleaning it up. And there's a lot of movement in here, but it's just a lot of fun the way it looks. Now I decided I kind of like the black and white. I just have to clean it up so you could tell that I have spots, you know, but look at how much fun. So think about, maybe sometimes you don't want the color. Mark says AD needs a raise. That's AD's talking with my thing. He didn't log into his chatter thing. So let's see. Mark says, I did this one with an iPad as a light source, using different images for different colors. That's a great idea. Using the iPad for a light source, that's fun too. So I wanted to share also, maybe there's boo-boos, right? So this isn't really a boo-boo. Hold on. I got some good boo-boos in here. So let me see where I'm at. Okay, here's a boo-boo. Now this one is not in focus at all. And you could see that there's a big clump here. And I put in my, I went closer than the 100 millimeters, what I did. And I got really close. But you know what? I'm not going to throw this away because it's a good texture. I like the color. I don't want everything in focus because I wanted to use it as more of a texture to give some dimension to my macro work. So that was a boo-boo. And then also this is a boo-boo. I just don't like the colors or anything like that, but I might play with it. Now this is different. Okay, I wanted to share this with you. See how it says 950? Look, it says 950 right here. That's what I was getting back from I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was from the glass, because I used glass and I did use the plastic. But this is different. This is oil with water dropped inside it. And the reason why I like to play with this, I just didn't have enough time, but you guys play with it because it feels like this right here kind of reminds me of Hawaii. You can see, look at all the mess that we have to clean up as macro photographers, right, guys? But it reminds me of mountains. So it's a different view of looking at things. So I also suggest that water is heavier, so it's going to go right down, and it's going to be right next to the bowl. So that's why I'm saying that you guys make sure that whatever you're using is nice and clean and clear, so then you can get some fun stuff. So let me see what else is a boo-boo. Okay, so here's something that I did. It's not really a boo-boo. What I wanted to say is that as much as I love this, and I may use this as a texture, if I was to use it on its own, it doesn't have, to me, it's just all over the place. So this same compositional things that you want, where does your eye go first, and does it actually make it flow? Well, no, it's just everywhere. So to me, this is compositionally a failure. So I would never use this. Now, here's one that seems like it's all over the place also. This is the one that's my granddaughter's. And what I love about it is that I got some of the, some texture in here from what I was using, a piece of paper, which I'll share with you guys. And then I changed, where's the original? This is the original. See the peach paper? If I was to move it, watch, let's see. I think it's this way. but I cropped it a little bit. So here's straight from camera. And then I lightened it because this is her colors. And so you could see though that I really I think it turned out nice because it's nice and big, and then it goes to slow, it goes out to the small little oil drops. And of course you could do it any way you want. I mean, this is this is what is so cool about abstracts. You could put it wherever you want. So when my daughter-in-law takes it, she'll probably hang it up differently than what I expected it to be, but it's all good. So I wanted to share those with you. We'll go back to me now. I guess I wasn't, I guess my voice was okay, huh, guys? Because you guys didn't tell me if I was echoing. So that's cool. So now what we're going to do is I want to share with you guys. So, one of the things that really gets me excited is when you guys share your images for critique. And it's really about feedback. And so Eugenie was asking me about what her project was. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so perfect for us to chat about it on the Macro Show. And she was gracious enough to let me have her images. And this is the first time that she's actually been in the show with her images. And so when I really do love what she's given me when it comes to her information. But so you can join the Facebook group, or if you don't like Facebook, you can always go to sullivanjphotography.com. You'll see at the top it says Macro Chat Live. You can ask questions and share images there if you want me to give you feedback. It's nothing. I ask for goals. I want to know. I'm not sitting here crushing anybody. And also, it's not just it's for her, but it's for everyone. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and head out to the critique, AD. Oh, I'm going to normally what we yep, I messed up. I messed up. Sorry, let me get when I do that I'm supposed to be on Lightroom. Oh my gosh, hold on one second. I messed up big time. So now you guys are getting like just a little me. Let me get over. Messed up. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at myself that I need to find her. Water and oil, Macrochat, water and oil. Where are we? Oh my gosh, no. I know. Let me get over here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Okay, let me find her file. Let me just tell you. Okay. He just keeps putting it on. That's so funny. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do when I say go to critique time is supposed to be on actual Lightroom. Sorry, you guys, I've messed up.
If you guys could only hear the other side of the conversation when my mic is normally off, it's a whole nother show.
And I are laughing, man. We're laughing. Let's see. Audio. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to introduce you. Oh, man. See, it dropped off. This is me. I got to introduce you. Next time, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce you guys without showing the image because I'm going back and forth because I got to see what I'm doing. Okay. We are good to go, people. Okay, so here's Eugenie. I use a DSLR Nikon D700 camera with its Nikon 105mm macro lens. The pictures were shot manually at f6.3 ISO 100 at 1/40th of a second with a tripod. I discovered while I was simulating the raindrops for our April's theme that it was not an easy procedure. I made my clutch from scratch, including the embroidery. As you can see, I'm a crafty person, but all my passion is turning its heels towards photography. Yay! I did some when I was in my 20s and stopped for personal reasons. Now that I have more time, I'm back for good. Nice to have you, Eugenie. All right. So to me, the natural world is very precious. I enjoy taking pictures of wildflowers, insects, and butterflies. I am dreaming to eventually combine all of these elements with my own filters. The clutch was my first attempt. My clutch was placed under a glass at no more than 1 foot. Having no success, I positioned it at a closer distance from the glass. The result wasn't great. Then I decided to proceed with my focus stacking. It turned out to be a piece of art instead. I'm debating between the two pictures. She had other pictures, but this is the one we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to show you her original. You will see that in a second. Which she said, as a matter of fact, I do not like it as much because I would have preferred to have all the bubbles placed in a way to give it an impression of depth, such as an example of large round bubbles moving away from the flower and all different smaller ones to give the effect that my clutch lies in water. So an afterthought, perhaps the best one would be to start from scratch, which is the first image. So here's the scratch. Here's the first one. So Eugenie, this is what she made. You know what? I embroidery too, but I haven't done that in a long time because photography it's photography and family takes my life. So I haven't done it, but I miss it. So when I saw this, I was so excited. I used to do silk embroidery. I don't know if you've done that, Eugenie, but my grandmother taught me how to do all that stuff. So we have something in common for sure. So I want to now share with you. Okay, so here's what she's talking about. And so we understand that it's in water and what she's going for. You know what? After reading this, I kind of understand more that it seems like you wanted this in water too, and I misunderstood you. So I apologize because I'm going to share with you now. I'm going to share with you Photoshop. So let me know because I went to Photoshop, if I'm actually echoing. So yes, and just beautiful. So what she's wanting to simulate is that this is in water. So what I did was I went ahead and I took 2 of my images and shared with her what I thought she wanted. So having textures like the first one that I did will help you also feel like it's in water. So I would say, Eugenie, just shoot a whole bunch of different water drops, different ways that you think that you might want it to flow. Say if you want it to flow, off to, let me see if I can get my hand in here. Okay, let's go here. So see here, if you want, just play with water drops, maybe that's going this way, and do another one, and you could flip it and do all kinds of stuff. I would just shoot them separately, not worrying about the bag itself, but just thinking in your mind what you could do with it. So here, let me do this. I've got my stuff all out of whack here. So let me just do this. This is another layer, and let me take this off. So this right here is the image. I think I have it at 29%. But let's see, if I went full blown, you wouldn't be able to see her stuff. So this right here is the actual image, and you can put it in as a layer, and you just drag it in. If you don't know how to do this, tell me, because I have it right here. Okay, so Eugenie, let me know if any of you guys don't know how to do this. Let me know, and I will do it for you. But what you'll do is you add the layer in here, okay? And then I would take it down because it's taking over your main subject. I put a mask on it because I thought you didn't want it on the embroidery, but I'll just leave it in there like that. I'll just leave it in. So we'll just do it a little bit lighter, but I did hard light. And if you kind of hover over these right here, you'll see what it'll do to your image. So that is sharing some water in there. But I think I would get rid of this one over here. See this one to the left top? Because it's kind of bugging me. But wait, so what I liked is adding this image. And let me get rid of this. So Now I feel like there's water, and let me get up close so you could see it. So, okay, got it. So now I feel like there is more water because the bubbles, you need some flowing with it. So that's why I was asking if, maybe add 2 more layers or 3 more layers. And then AD told me one of you guys asked, so I will show you. So this, I'm going to go ahead and drop these off so we can see the main image. Now, just to let you know, this image right here is for the internet. So it's very, very small. It's only 2,700 pixels. So you take the move tool. Now, just to let you guys know, you newbies that have not been with me before, I know that this is normally over here to the left. This is just my little thing that I like to have everything really close. So I just kind of move back and forth. So I move this over to the right. So you may have something looking different. So here is the move tool. What I'm going to do is I have my cursor. I'm pushing down. Oops. I'm pushing down on the move tool. This is how I do it. You could do a copy and paste. I just take it over to the layer. See, my cursor is over this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in the middle. I'm going to push shift because it actually gets it. The shift, if you push shift on your keyboard, then it centers it. So let me let go. Yes, I know it's a different depth. Don't worry about that. That just means that there's different, one might be an sRGB, one might be an RGB, but we won't get into that. So I still have my finger on the shift and I'm going to push yes. And now you can see how small it is. But that's because it's normally it wouldn't be as small, but like I said, that's for the internet. Okay, so now you can see right here, it says layer 3, that's where it's at. What we're gonna do is gonna do Control for PC, Command for Mac, T for transform. And you could see that this has a blue little box around it. And what that means is I can move it around. I can transform it, smush it, do whatever I want. So I'm going to drag it in front and get it to where I want. And even for an internet image, it's not doing too bad by stretching it like that. And then I'll just push enter. Well, obviously it's on top of your background. So this is where I like to play with it first, just to get an idea of what's happening. And then almost, I don't know, probably 99% my opacity is usually going down. But see, when you go over here where it says normal right here, these are your blending modes. And if you just start moving them, you could see what it does. And you could get ideas. I mean, I just mess with everything all the time just to see what happens. You might even want the soft one. Here's the hard light. So here's the hard light, and this is the one that I use. But we'll just keep going. Pin light works really nice too. So they go all the way down. So let's do a pin light. Let's see. We'll do pin. And then what I'll do is I'll take the opacity down because it's just really taking over your subject. But I'm going to tell you a little secret here. If you want, well, it's not a secret, but if you don't like, let's move this back down. If you don't like where it's positioned, make sure you're still on the move tool and then just move it around. You might have to do a transform and change it. Let's do this, okay, see at the top, we'll go up here. The top doesn't have it. So let me do the transform tool again and I'll push it up and I'll move it back. And maybe that's the way I like it. Who knows, we're just playing here. And now I've got some water. And if you don't want it on certain things, then you add the mask, which is white here. You take your black brush, and when I paint, here's the paint brush here. Some people use opacity, some people use flow. When you're first starting off, it's probably easier to use opacity, which means whatever you push down, that's what you're going to get. Flow, you could keep going on top of it, and it just keeps going and going. But I use flow, so I'm going to just maybe take a couple of these things off just to share with you. Maybe you just want it a little lighter. You want it there, but you don't want it so prominent. So that I'm just, or you don't want this one here or something, you would have to play with it. But I personally think that if you just shoot again and really have some fun and play with it. Oh, I also wanted to share with you one other thing. Okay, let me see if I could do this the best way. Okay, so right now I have this one. See it? That's the water one we just did on the show. So say if I want to move this one around, I'm going to show you. If I move this one, let me move the actual Shift X. If you do Shift and click, it gets rid of it. You can see the actual, see, this is where this is your original right here, Eugenie. See how it doesn't have any of because I put a mask on it. So that means you can't see it. You can only see it here. But if I wanted to move this around, you're going to see that the mask, this is not showing very good. Let me see. Let's go up here. If I wanted to do this, you could see how the mask, look, see how the mask is all chopped up? That's because it's connected with this right in here. It's got a lock in there. So let me get back to the original. If you want to, you can unlock it and you could really move things. Now I've got the whole thing going here. I don't know. See how can you see it? Let me just do this. Okay. See, this is the whole image now. So I just wanted to give you that tip too, because if you're playing and you lock something like this, it's going to lock with the actual mask. But I think with you using several different water stuff, I think you could really get what you wanted. I hope you can. So, okay, do you have any questions for me before we go into the equipment? And I will put this down for now. We could go to me and I will get things ready. But if you have questions, it's just right down below. I'm going to go ahead and push Lightroom down too. So hopefully we don't get any echoes. Oh my gosh, it was such a fun show having you guys here with me. I get so excited. Okay, let's go to the equipment. Okay, I'm back. It gives me a chance to drink some water. I should just drink it in front of you guys. Who cares, right? Okay, this is what we did. I keep clapping today. Is that hurting your ears? I'm wondering. So here's just the Wesson oil. Wait, where am I at? Over here? Over here. See how it's yellow? It didn't really matter because I wasn't really going for the refraction. I used this plastic, and see all the writing? Okay. Can you see the writing? I'm hoping you can see the writing. It's a pain. Get stuff that doesn't have any writing. And then I also use, because it was a really cloudy day, and I wish I had the Pyrex that I had writing on the bottom of it. So I couldn't, it was just such a pain. So I found this. I wish it would have been a little bit bigger, but you could go to the dollar store and just get some cheap old glass. And glass really works good if you want the water to come, if you want the light to be hitting inside. It doesn't, it was really cloudy and I could, it's good because the light really can go shine inside it. But plastic's great if you want to diffuse it, if it's a better plastic than what I have. Okay, here is what I used, and it's dirty because I used it. It's just a frame, and I love to use painter's tape because you can, peel it right off easily. Painter's tape is one of my fun things to use. So that's what I used. Now, I also used this light, and it's cheap from Home Depot. No big deal. But I did buy bulbs that were daylight because I didn't want the yellow feel to it or the real fluorescent. I wanted it more daylight. So it's up to you because different bulbs will have different color. That's what photography is about. It's all about RGB, which is our color hitting into the camera. So that light hits different compared to the other two different kinds of lights. They're all different kinds of lights. Even flashlights are different. So I'll share with you. Oh, and in the background here, you could see that is am I doing it right? That is the actual blanket that's my grandchildren. And underneath, let me move this out of the way. I purposely left this up. This right here is a chair that my husband made for me. And what it does, it goes up and down. So I can change things if I want it to be, if I want things clear and get things in focus behind the lens, behind the glass, you know. So if I want to move this stuff up and down, then I have that ability. Now you could just use a regular stool, you know, like, or whatever, anything. Just know that if you get it to a certain point, usually it's about a foot, maybe, then it's going to be more in focus. The closer you get to it, obviously, the more you can get in focus. The farther away, it's going to be blurry. So it's up to you on what you want to do. So these are really cool, you guys. I'll show you. Me and Nadine were talking about this before the show. So I just go to Michael's. It's like a craft store. And I buy a whole bunch of fun stuff. So remember, one of you guys, I can't remember which one of you guys asked me if I got that color, you know, the light color. Well, that's from here. See this color? So that's what I did. I got this, and it was far away, so you couldn't get, you know, you couldn't see what it was. So that's what I used. And then I also used the red and the yellow to get, the red, this yellow. So I use, this is yellow and this is red. And because I'm not doing refractions, it doesn't even, you're just getting the main color. Who cares if the white's in there? It doesn't even matter because it's so far away that everything's blurred. You just got to think about the color that you want. And I just actually pushed it together to get the different colors. And this one, you know what? I'll tell you what I did. I remember I had this color, the peachy. Which one of you guys was the one? Hi, Mark. Mark had to leave. Bye. You're welcome. I haven't looked at the chat lately. Okay, so I also use like whiteboards. And if I want something dark, so I think with that one that I did with my granddaughters, because I did have some white in there too. And I also use black sometimes if I want something really dark. So I use all these things. They're just paper. It's really cool. But again, one thing that's really, really cool and cheap, you can get it at Amazon, is, here's the black. See, I'll just put the black if I need it some dark. I think why I love it so much is just so creative. But it is a lot of work. It took me a long time to get things the way I want it because the oil, after it moves the oil, it clumps up. It keeps clumping up. It will eventually clump up. So you have to break it apart. And then you got to make sure you have light because you're going to get it out of focus because it moves. Just a little tidbit, when I walked from here where I'm at to where I had it set up, my water started moving. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Because it's in the glass. If you do it the other way, where you put the stuff right on the glass, the way I showed you the first time, you don't have that problem because you don't have all the liquid in there. So you might want to try that too. You could do it, put water in there and just only use a couple drops because you'll start getting a lot of drops. I wanted a lot of drops, but if you only want one or two drops, 3 drops, then just use 1 drop and break it up. So that's another little tidbit. And then these are the gels that I was talking about. And they are great, man. You could put them right on the light. They will not burn. They're cheap. You can see I've used and abused these babies, but they work great, guys. I think you will totally love them. All right. Do you have any other questions? La, 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 because we are getting to the end of the show. I hope I didn't miss anything. Let me see. I think I got everything. How about let's do a play to get to know me while they're maybe asking questions.
To get to know me better, go to sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, scroll down and click on the Grab Freebies and 14 days free for our membership. You'll get insider info from me, challenges, and receive tips on my latest work. Go ahead and sign your name and your email, and I'll see you inside. Cheers!
Thank you so much, Eugenie. You're so thankful. I appreciate that you got something out of it. But you know what? Don't feel bad if you have a question or anything. No question's a dumb question. And Mark said, I saw in the chat, he says, I'm new here. Woohoo! Welcome. And he said he's going to catch up. It's 1:50 a.m. in UK. Yes, that is crazy time. And thank you so much for coming to the chat show and chatting with us about the macro work. And he likes the stream, AD. Woo! Thank you so much. If you guys like the show, a thumbs up. And share with friends that you think other macro people that you would love to chat. Don't you think it's so much fun when we're hanging out together? I just love it. So where did you get the plastic sheets? Oh, so Jeannie, I got it at Amazon. What I'll do is when I share, I have to admit that we're a little behind. Things have been crazy here. But what I do is everything that's on the show, down below, I have links to everything. So I'll get on it because I know that you're really interested in playing on it, playing with it, because Ashley will go through and do the show notes. But I'll go ahead and do my best to at least get the equipment stuff down below this video after it's done. And I make sure that also on my sullivanjphotography.com site, it's not only just on YouTube. What I do is I put all these shows on my site and I give you guys the links to everything. I chat about the show, and it's just a great place to keep that there. So I love YouTube also. Both are fun. I also have a community in YouTube now, guys. So if you want to chat with me up in the YouTube, I'm on YouTube all the time. Every Thursday, I have a video. We have the Macro Chat live show, and then the following Thursday will be a tutorial, a vlog. It's whatever is going on. There's always something that I put up on Thursdays. So again, I want to remind you that in 2 weeks, we'll have Siri to share her amazing, dreamy close-up work. She's got close-up macro, dreamy, and what she does is so creative. It's going to totally inspire you to get out and photograph, especially right now in the spring, at least up in the Northern Hemisphere. So again, I just want to thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's an awesome show, Becky says. Oh, I mean the sheets. Yes, I get that you mean the sheets. And I promise I'll get that link for you, Eugenie. So thank you so much, you guys. And always remember that 1,000 words does make a difference. Cheers, everyone.
Good job. Yeah, you gotta it's carpe diem, right? Whenever this, like, you have that audience start to draw, make sure you're really promoting. That's why I said that at the end. I hope you guys can join for the premiere, because